Psalm 10. Why, O Lord, do you stand far away? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble?
300 churches have been destroyed. And just imagine that if 1, 2, 5, 10 were destroyed. But we're talking about 300 churches destroyed.
The European Parliament accuses India's Hindu-led BJP government and its Prime Minister Narendra Modi of fueling the violence by pursuing, quote, politically motivated, divisive policies promoting Hindu majoritarianism.
The BJP party led by Prime Minister Modi has not reacted. He's been forced to make one comment, but even that was setting a context for why the violence was happening that ignored the violence against Christians.
In Manipur's capital city, Hindu women creating roadblocks like this one to check cars for Christians. In May, a Hindu mob paraded naked 2 Christian women. One had been reportedly gang raped. Several videos on social media showed mobs also burning down churches.
The perpetrators themselves are posting videos of mob attacks on churches. They're showing the churches being burned down. They literally show the police stepping aside to allow the mob to attack these Christian churches.
Imagine celebrating Easter, worshipping joyfully, when suddenly a mob bursts in. This was the reality for a church in Gujarat, India. During their Easter celebration, over 24 extremists stormed the hall, brandishing weapons and shouting, Jai Sri Ram, a Hindu nationalist slogan meaning, Hail Lord Ram. They accused the congregation of forced conversions and demanded Hindus leave. Despite the threats and chaos, the Christians remained remarkably calm. As the pastor shared,
our people were stunned by the disruption of the Easter service, but they were cool and calm without reacting.
Police eventually persuaded the mob to leave, but took no action against them. Once the mob left, the congregation courageously continued their disrupted Easter service, determined to finish their worship together. But days later, the infuriated mob threatened the church's landlord, forcing the congregation out of the building they'd rented for 12 years. Now, this faithful community meets online, urgently praying for a new place to gather and worship freely.
David, who's behind these attacks on Christians and their churches?
Well, there's some ethnic tensions in Manipur, which is in the northeast. It's a state in the northeast of India. But the attacks have really been driven. It's been an escalation by, I think, the central government, the BJP party, which has made being a Christian something that's not considered part of India. It seems as though their message is, if you're not a Hindu, you're not a real Indian. And this has allowed this escalation of violence against Christians and Christian churches. We have dozens of Christian churches that have been destroyed since May 3rd, when these riots began. And you have hundreds and thousands of people, I think we're almost up to 9,000 right now, who have been displaced, Christians who have been displaced because of this violence.
The physical scars are still evident in Orissa. The homes still empty, with tens of thousands of Christians too terrified to return. They fled to camps like this one, which are overcrowded and where they still feel under attack. It is, according to the British delegation who visited, tantamount to religious cleansing. And if the authorities did not connive with the attackers, they certainly did little to stop it. A Catholic nun who was gang raped has spoken about how no one, not even the police, stepped in to help her.
Police failed to stop the crimes, failed to protect me from attackers. They were friendly with the attackers.
Christian churches are being burned in India. This footage shows New Bethesda Church as it was burned by extremists in Telangana state, India. The church was founded in 2002 and would welcome over 100 worshippers every week to their services. Believers in the village were devastated to find their church building completely destroyed. Pray for our brothers and sisters in India. Pray that God would give them hope and courage as they face growing hostility and violence against their faith.
In arrogance, the wicked hotly pursue the poor. Let them be caught in the schemes that they have devised.
And several states have enacted laws to punish non-Hindus. Take a look.
Yeah, from here.
At 16 years old, Paul was instructed to target Christians by the Rastriya Swayamsevak Sangh, or RSS, a radical Hindu paramilitary organization.
Since I was a Hindu and part of the RSS, I became a staunch follower of their Hindu principles, and because of that, killing Christians and pastors became my goal.
We've concealed Paul's identity for safety. He says the RSS singles out Christians because so many Hindus in India are abandoning their faith to follow Jesus Christ. One of the group's early founders referred to Christians as anti-national and hostile and should be treated as such. RSS members seen here often combine religious Hindu education with self-defense classes and exercises.
They told us Christianity doesn't belong to a country because they are converting people. Therefore, we have to attack pastors and demolish their churches so that our country will remain a Hindu country.
India, with its 1.4 billion people, is the world's largest democracy. However, human rights and religious freedom advocates say democracy has been in retreat ever since the Hindu-led BJP government and its leader, Narendra Modi, took power in 2014.
It's really the most sophisticated government as far as restricting religious freedoms outside of China.
Dr. David Curry is a former member of the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom. USCIRF has documented an unprecedented uptick in violence against Christians under Modi's rule. The majority of attacks carried out by RSS and other Hindu extremist groups with ties to the Prime Minister's political party. Modi is accused of fanning the flames of Hindutva, a radical ideology that teaches only Hindus are true Indians.
For decades, the RSS has been analyzed almost entirely through what it says, its ideology, its affiliations, and its influence. Far less attention has been paid to actually how it works. In October 2025, the RSS completed 100 years. Yet, it remains one of the most opaque institutions despite the organization shaping politics and Indian society. Formally, the RSS admits links with only a small number of organizations like the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, the Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, or Seva Bharati. Beyond this, it tends to project itself as a loose family of affiliates bound only by shared values. And it's careful to keep its distance with organizations that it does not openly acknowledge. That description has largely gone unquestioned. That's until now. Because now, a 6-year research project called Seeing the Sun challenges it. They cross-checked organizational links using publicly available documents. The Caravan magazine then fact-checked the database and finally published it as an interactive map. What it revealed was a network of over 2,500 organizations tied to the RSS. This research has mapped over 2,500 organizations linked to the Sangh globally. Out of that, 2,240 are in India. Outside India, the largest concentration is in the United States, about 107 organizations.
For the wicked boasts of the desires of his soul, and the one greedy for gain curses and renounces the Lord.
Jai Sri Ram! आवाज दूर दूर तक जानी चाहिए. जय श्री राम. जय श्री राम. जय श्री राम. जय जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम। के मेरे साथ बोलिए, बजरंग बली की, बजरंग बली की, बजरंग बली की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। तीर्थंकरों और संतों को श्रद्धापूर्वक नमन करता हूं। पिछले वर्ष मुझे शिवगिरी मठ में
आज से 100 साल पहले एक संगठन का जन्म हुआ, राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ।
In the pride of his face, the wicked does not seek him. All his thoughts are, there is no God.
आगे देखिए, जब मैं आज हनुमान जी की पवित्र भूमि को प्रणाम करने के लिए आया हूं, उसी समय कांग्रेस पार्टी ने अपने मैनिफेस्टो में बजरंग बली को थाने में बंद करने का निर्णय किया है।
एक संगठन का जन्म हुआ, राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ। 100 साल की।
His ways prosper at all times. Your judgments are on high, out of his sight. As for all his foes, he puffs at them. He says in his heart, I shall not be moved. Throughout all generations, I shall not meet adversity. His mouth is filled with cursing and deceit and oppression. Under his tongue are mischief and iniquity.
We're at top of 9 a.m. now as RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat celebrates his 75th birthday. Prime Minister Modi praises RSS chief, call RSS chief's tenure most transformative period in the 100-year journey of the RSS. He further says Mohan Bhagwat has steered the organization through complex currents, never compromising on the core ideology. RSS chief, he also in fact went on to say that is a strong votary of Ek Bharat Shresth.
तो मोरोपंत जी को मैंने कोट किया, वो बड़े मजाकिया आदमी थे। He was so witty that his witticisms made you bounce in your chair or your line, and it was very difficult to maintain the dressing.
Praised Bhagwat's lifelong dedication to social transformation, harmony and the ideals of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. He also authored an op-ed reflecting Bhagwat's journey from his early days as a pracharak to his current role as the chief. Prime Minister Modi also credited him with steering the RSS through transformative period.
RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat on Friday strongly endorsed the Modi government, asking the Sangh Parivar to repose confidence in its Swayamsevaks, who he said were doing well, and give the NDA time to deliver on the handsome mandate it won in last year's national election. Bhagwat is understood to have told the 3-day meeting of the Sangh Parivar that concluded on Friday that the government was on the right path.
He sits in ambush in the villages. In hiding places, he murders the innocent. His eyes stealthily watch for the helpless.
Bajrang Dal disrupts prayer meeting in Durg. A serious incident has emerged today from the Padmanabhpur area of Durg district, Chhattisgarh. According to reports, during an ongoing prayer meeting, members of the Bajrang Dal, led by their local leader Jyoti Sharma, suddenly launched an attack. It is alleged that the Bajrang Dal members arrived during the prayer time and began using abusive and vulgar language. This disrupted the atmosphere and soon clashes broke out between the two sides. Bajrang Dal claims that they had received information about religious conversion taking place there, which is why they reached the spot. Meanwhile, the Christian community has alleged that Bajrang Dal is repeatedly making baseless accusations in order to provoke violence in the state.
Persecution in India is at an all-time high.
मैं विश्वास करता हूँ चाहे मेरा गला भी कट जाए, मेरा सर भी फूट जाए, मुझे कुछ भी हो जाए, मैं कभी छोड़ने वाला नहीं हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे उसी ने मुझे बनाया है, उसी ने मुझे जीवन दिया है।
I'm here in central India. We just met with believers from an area called Chhattisgarh that has been devastated by extremists.
10 लोग मेरे को मारे, लातों लात मारे, मारते समय भी मेरे को
हम लोग प्रभु यीशु मसीह को नहीं छोड़ेंगे, ऐसा मतलब प्रभु यीशु मसीह को नहीं छोड़े उस दिन।
I want to encourage you to stand with them in prayer as one church and one family so that they'll know they're never alone.
प्रार्थना कीजिए, मेरा यही विषय है, मैं यही चाह रहा हूँ कि
पूरा देश यीशु के नाम में बदल जाए।
In a shocking display of religious intolerance, hundreds of fanatics in Bihar, India, barged into a Christian church during worship service. They forcibly removed the pastor, brutally beat him, causing internal injuries, and paraded him through the streets, forcing him to chant Hindu slogans. Police intervention eventually rescued the pastor from his attackers, but he now requires medical treatment for his injuries sustained in the vicious assault. Amidst such appalling violence against minority Christians, let us pray for the pastor's healing, his ministry, and protection for believers across the country during this wave of violence.
On August 20th, a mob of Hindu nationalists stormed into a church service in Delhi, India. They beat the Christians there with sticks and knives, sending 5 to the hospital. They destroyed chairs, audio equipment, and even Bibles.
आरएसएस और बजरंग दल के लगभग 25-30 लोग यहाँ पर आए और हम शांतिपूर्वक सत्संग कर रहे थे और हमें आकर कुछ बात नहीं पूछी, तुरंत वो मारने लगे, पीटने लगे और कई एक लड़कियों को भी मारा, औरतों को भी मारा, काफी भी जांच हो पाए। अंदर घुस गए।
He lurks in ambush like a lion in his thicket. He lurks that he may seize the poor. He seizes the poor when he draws him into his net. The helpless are crushed, sink down, and fall by his might.
Christian groups in different parts of the country, particularly in tribal parts, being browbeaten, threatened, even assaulted by self-styled Hindu vigilante groups reveals just what the normalization of the hateful propaganda, some of which you heard on the show today, can do to a civil society. Christmas, my friends, is a festival of joy, celebrated in India and across the world with good cheer. To then target a minority within a minority in this country with such impunity exposes a mindset that to me is bigoted and anti-constitutional. Just because Hindutva, Sangh Parivar extremist groups feel that they are in power like the VHP and Bajrang Dal and claim that Christian missionaries are engaged in forcible conversion doesn't give them a license to resort to what I feel is sheer Gundaism. Sadly, in many cases, instead of applying the rule of law, the men in uniform are complicit bystanders. Rather than acting against them sternly, their political patrons in power today simply look the other way, or worse still, seem to endorse this vile behavior. Make no mistake, these goons are a national and global shame and embarrassment to the idea of this great country as a plural, inclusive society. The Modi government, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, needs to translate from a catchy slogan to reality by prosecuting each and every one who resorts to hate speech and violence. Meanwhile, to a majority of right-thinking citizens who are watching this show, I can only say this: silence, my friends, is not an answer.
He says in his heart, God has forgotten, he has hidden his face, he will never see it. Arise, O Lord. O God, lift up your hand, forget not the afflicted. Why does the wicked renounce God and say in his heart, you will not call to account? But you do see, for you note mischief and vexation, that you may take it into your hands. To you the helpless commits himself. You have been the helper of the fatherless. Break the arm of the wicked and evildoer. Call his wickedness to account till you find none. The Lord is king forever and ever. The nations perish from his land. O Lord, you hear the desire of the afflicted. You will strengthen their heart. You will incline your ear to do justice to the fatherless and the oppressed, so that man who is of the earth may strike terror no more.
It's time for the Christians of the world to unite in prayer for our brothers and sisters in India. It's time to put away the nationalism, put away your Americanism, put away your UKism, put away whatever nation you belong to, and realize that all of us who are born again, who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, are one kingdom. And this kingdom transcends all nationalities. So it's time for all of us to unite. Put it away. Put away your nationalism. Put away your denominationalism. And let's all stand together for our brothers and sisters in India. And let's stop the persecution today.